Today, Lori gets the tenderloin ready for the oven as Senator Latvala talks about getting Florida ready for better transportation systems.
Thanks for staying with us today on Live with Lori. We've got Senator Jack Latvala. We're getting ready to really get our risotto started, and after that we're going to coat our pork. And I'm going to have you pour that chicken broth in here. Now that's 2 cups of chicken broth that we are adding to the ground up vegetables. Go ahead, just dump it all in. And then we're going to put in 3 cups of wine. So can you pour that in there? Oh, that's 2 cups, so 1.5. And while you're doing that, I'm going to keep asking you questions. The last session, you were the chair of the Transportation. What exactly does the Transportation Committee do?
The Transportation Committee has jurisdiction over the Department of Transportation, which does our roads and our ports and airports around the state, and also the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. Okay. Which is the department that has the highway patrol in it and handles motor vehicle licenses and license tags for cars and so forth.
Now, see, I didn't know that. Do you also do like road planning, like you know, like when they built 417 or the East-West Expressway or something like that? Does the Transportation Committee actually help plan for new roads and new things like that?
No, we have professionals to do that. We have engineers, a lot of them that work for the Department of Transportation, that they do the planning of the roads. Each individual community has what's called a Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, which is, they make the decisions locally on the spending of money. Right. You know, whether it's going to be a 4-lane road or a 6-lane road, and where the traffic lights are going to be and so forth. Okay, so your committee doesn't have anything to do with that? No, we just do the, you know, we just do the rules that they have to go by. Oh, and so I see. Forth. So okay, so that all the roads, like all the roads, have the same traffic signs, and you know, yes, they're all labeled correctly, and the fun stuff, right? Well, things like how much can trucks weigh? You know, the trucks can't weigh too much to, you know, go on the asphalt on the roads, or things like, you know, toll roads. Where can we put toll roads, or where can we not put toll roads? That kind of thing. Just the general structure of transportation. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Well, what do you think? I'm going to have you scoot just a little bit over right here. And since you've done such a good job mixing this up, I'm going to have you pour about half that on here and smooth it around. What do you think the best thing that you did while you were on the chair? And what do you think was the most thing that impacted Floridians? Well, obviously we all talk about cutting government, reducing government so that we can keep the spending down. When I came back to the Senate in 2010, we found 11 different state agencies that had their own police departments. And these are sworn law enforcement officers that get all of the benefits of you know, being law enforcement, special risk retirement, all of those kind of things. And we had 11 different agencies that had those. And so in 2011, we eliminated, or we merged in one of those. And then in 2012, we did another one. You know, the first one was we merged the law enforcement arm of the Department of Transportation, which are those blue and white cars that you see out on the roads, into the Highway Patrol. And by doing that, we save a substantial amount of money for the taxpayers, because we get rid of a lot of the back office support, a lot of the command staff and so forth, and we save money and put more officers on the road to help people. Oh, but what would be the purpose of having so many different departments having their own police, I guess? They just grew through the years. You know, a department decided they needed law enforcement, and they started it, and we didn't have any real cohesive approach to it. Well, I think that's really super important. Okay, we're going to set this in the oven at 375 for about 17 minutes a pound. You want an internal temperature of no more than 140, because you have to remember it's going to cook a little bit when you take it out, and you don't want it to be overdone. So we're going to set this in at 375, and it's going to be fabulous. Well, what do you see as the future of transportation in the state of Florida? Well, I think we need a little more mass transit. A lot of us that have to drive on Interstate 4 between Tampa and Orlando, you know, we've taken that now where it's used to be a 4-lane road, it's now a 6-lane road, but the capacity of the road is still filled all day, every day on weekdays.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you can just build roads that are so wide. You need to think of alternatives to take people off of the roads, and especially in the metropolitan areas. I live in the Tampa Bay area, and in the Tampa Bay area, you know, of the 30 major metropolitan areas in the country, the Tampa Bay area is the only one without some sort of a local rail system, a subway
Really?
or monorail or a mass transit rail type system.
So you see that as being the future for...
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, me too. Well, stay with us because we're going to stir up the risotto when we come back, and we're going to see what kind of trouble Jack's going to stir up in Tallahassee. So stay with us.
Coming up next, Lori finishes the risotto and Senator Latvala gives his views on education and the job market.